Balloonin Marvelous, good afternoon.
10 years ago, Joe Amis started Balloonin Marvelous, an events decorating company in Wakefield, Yorkshire.
From balloons to small centrepieces to bigger centrepieces, whether it's a christening, birthday party, wedding, corporate events, basically anything from birth to death and all the bits in between.
Jo loves nothing more than putting her own unique twists into her designs.
This centrepiece is our autumnal garden. Obviously, somebody might come in and like elements of it, or they may like it as a whole. I haven't had any training. I've just made it up as I've gone along.
But the company's fortune started going downhill as fewer and fewer customers wanted Jo's unique styles. It doesn't help that she has never had a head for figures either.
I don't know how to run a business, so I've never had a grip on finances from day one, really.
Jo's complete lack of business sense became all too obvious when she leased new premises in 2010.
I'd misread the cost and the rates here, and instead of it being £1,600 per year, it was £6,000 per year, which we cannot afford.
Jo and husband Giuseppe found themselves on the brink of a financial disaster.
We were on the back foot from the off, and we've just been playing catch up ever since. We're not making a profit. I don't take a wage. Things have got so bad that we can't afford the mortgage.
Last year, we literally were struggling to put food on the table. That was the darkest of darkest years for us.
The couple were forced to shut up shop and start trading from home. And that's when business really dried up.
The dream of what I thought it was going to be and hoped it would be has not happened.
It does worry me, and I'm always thinking of how we're actually going to get out of this situation and when things might get a little bit better, if they ever do.
Sunday.
Sunday, right.
Not Sunday, no, because we need Saturday.
Losing money, business and customers, Jo and Giuseppe were quickly losing patience with each other as well.
Working with Jo is very challenging and frustrating.
No, just look at stay here. You can't come in looking like that. Get off here.
Women.
We look at things differently, we work differently, we clash all the time.
Sep, while you're there, is there another pedestal vase box?
That's what I'm looking for now.
Good boy.
She's never satisfied. You can work 12 hours a day and you've not done enough.
It just leaves you washed out and empty sometimes, just emotionally drained.
Their dream of running their own successful events company is in tatters.
We create happy events, and at the minute there's just no happiness involved because we're just so under the cosh all the time. Oh, it's just so frustrating. I don't know what to do. This year is make or break. If we haven't made it by the end of this year, then it's break. It's gone.
With weddings and parties becoming more elaborate and ambitious, demand for event organisers has increased. There are now over 150 event companies in Yorkshire, so I need to know why customers are no longer coming to Jo.
I'm feeling extremely nervous about meeting Alex. Look how much it's shaking. I'm not always very good at being told off.
Well, the first thing to say is that you do not expect an event showroom to be somewhere like this. It's a bit disconcerting. I don't think it would fill me with massive confidence, actually, if I was going to be spending a lot of money on a wedding. However, I do know that 52% of small businesses operate from their home premises. So, Jo and Giuseppe are doing what thousands of other people are doing, and I'd better give them a chance. Jo.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Thank you. I'll follow you.
Thank you.
This is how you got into this business, isn't it? Through the balloons.
It is, yes.
Is it a profitable line?
Yes. If I charge correctly, it would be. I've never really had a business mind. I do it more sort of for crafting.
For love?
Because I like for love of debt.
Yeah. You know, I see that as a big problem because if you don't have that desire to be a businesswoman, you should not be in business. You should go and get a job and just get a salary and then do whatever you like and craft away and make your sashes just for fun.
If this is going to work, Jo has to be more professional. I only hope her table settings are top-notch or we're really in trouble.
Honestly, I've never seen anything like this showroom before. It's got a kind of bewildering range of styles and designs. Nothing that is kind of currently in vogue. And I'm really worried that Jo's taste belongs in another era.
Up to 250,000 couples will say their vows in the UK this year. And with the average wedding now costing over £20,000, I'm struggling to see why anyone would part with their money here.
So, this is where you bring anyone who possibly may be getting business off you?
Yes.
And do you set up various areas according to information that they've given you, or is this a permanent showroom like this?
This is permanent on this side.
It's clear why customers aren't knocking down the front door. Outdated designs and a sitting room come showroom is hardly putting Jo's best foot forward. And then there's the backyard storage area.
Oh, goodness. Oh. How does Jo know what is in all of these boxes? There are no descriptions on the outside, there's no pictures. I couldn't tolerate having so little control over what is here and what isn't. Well, on the plus side, everything's labelled, from birds of paradise to lilac roses. And I know where to come now if I ever want a fake strawberry or two. But it's astonishing the amount of money that must be tied up in this stock. Surely it's not all used. I think she might be a bit of a shopper.
The static caravan doubles up as the laundry and is where husband Giuseppe spends much of his working day.
Aha!
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes.
Nice to meet you.
And you too.
Is this your version of the potting shed?
That's right. I'm a little washerwoman.
What else do you have to do for the business?
Anything that needs to be done, basically. Yeah. I can fetch, carry, load, unload.
Has your relationship got better or worse over the course of running a business together?
Rather stressful it's been for the last few years, yes.
I know, well, when a business isn't doing well, it's very difficult, isn't it?
It is, because it's hard to motivate yourself to do anything when you know that you're not making any money, basically.
I must say, I'm quite impressed with this organisation. It's a bit better than some of the containers I saw.
Yes.
So are these all...
Chairs, sashes, and with different colours and different styles.
And what's all this?
Just extra material that Jo's collected.
Is she a bit of a squirrel?
Very much so, yes. Yes.
You're telling me that this beautifully arranged, ordered, labelled, numbered wall of boxes is all about you, and this box of odds and sods is Jo.
That's right, yes.
Running a business from home is still running a business. It's imperative that systems like stock control are as rigorous as they would be in business premises.
Do you have any idea how much money you have in stock?
It would really just be guessing, but I sort of roughly added up probably about 40,000 purchase price.
How much have you spent on artificial flowers?
I'd hate to think just individually how many flowers, and if you're looking at even just £1 each, I don't know what that would work out at.
You've got
an awful lot of money.
Do you have a full inventory of all your stock?
No.
Have you been a very naughty girl?
Yes.
I don't want you to think that you're unique, because I think this is one of the problems I see most often. But it is the problem that is also most likely to send you into bankruptcy. Of the 5 main reasons that businesses fail, that's number 4. We're going to have to change everything about this operation. But a lot of the work I'm going to have to do is with you. Did you get on better when you weren't working together?
Yeah, because we just saw people each other on an evening because I had a proper job, he had a proper job, but now we work together. It's talking about business or you just don't talk.
You have to be honest with each other. You know, you don't want, as well as a business to be failing, your marriage to be in trouble. And so you have to find a way to get around the issues. And I think mainly that's being honest without being mean. Are you ready to do what it's going to take?
Absolutely.
With her old-fashioned offering and disordered systems, it's clear if Jo doesn't join the modern world soon, this business will become obsolete.
Well, obviously I knew and I know what situation we're in. It's when you, I suppose, speak it aloud that it sort of resonates just how bad things are. So, you know, we are prepared to do anything and work as hard as we possibly can. And if it fails, it's not now through the want of trying.
There is so much to do here. But before we can even address her outdated designs, we need to get her stock in a workable order.
So, my plan is that we are going to pull things out, count them, describe them, put them on an inventory, take a photo of them, put a description properly on the box. I want order in this chaos.
Right.
Does that sound sensible?
That sounds what my background when I had a normal job was. Stock control.
You are not... You're not serious!
Yeah, I know.
Darling, I'm...
Just made it even worse for myself, haven't I?
You've dug a deeper hole.
I'm honestly very rarely speechless, but this is one of those times. OK, so you know how to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good, let's go.
Right.
Working in stock control. That bombshell makes me want to run for the hills, but at least I now know Jo has the technical skill to complete the task.
It's not rubbish. That's really not rubbish.
No, I'm not going to put it in there.
As well as reorganising, I want them to throw out any dated stuff that they haven't used for years.
Let's just keep that.
OK, but
So I might have to be...
you do not need that. Do you have any more of these?
No. Rubbish. Rubbish.
Rubbish.
This is a difficult one for Jo, and I think it's quite important that she doesn't feel like I bulldoze her through this and that she makes a decision. She's actually being pretty good at the moment, as long as she keeps it up with what you're getting. You haven't got rid of anything for a while, Josephina.
There we are. There's one.
After a slow start,
3 down, 2,000 items to go.
order begins to materialise.
It's like a cleansing of the soul.
Jo's products are clearly labelled with descriptions and codes. Stock pricking is now going to be much easier and less time-consuming.
This may seem like a very boring first step, but it's a necessary first step.
Yes, we appreciate it.
We can't go forward until we sort all this out.
Yeah. It should have been done to start with. That was the start, so it's...
I know, but it's much easier to have someone kick your butt, which is why it's easier to work for someone than it is to work for yourself.
Yes.
I want them to see how efficient this new system is, and they've enlisted son Jay to help.
Right, let me pick out 3 items for you to find. 0227 / 2.4.5, 0102 and 1.1.2. Your minute starts now.
Like it, don't fight.
It gives me high hopes for them, you know. This is a big challenge for them to confront, and well, actually, let's just wait and see, shall we, if they come back with the right goods.
Look at him.
Yay! Let's see. That is supposed to be a bucket tin lime green. Correct. Ah, yay! That is supposed to be purple sisal. Very well done. Where's your mother?
Oh, she's here.
And you are supposed to have a fishbowl mini. Yes! Yes!
I am so impressed. I mean, this is a system that works. I'm hoping that this is the beginning of making you feel like you have more control over what you have in there, and also that it's going to allow you to be more creative. So that's the point, that knowing what you've got will slow down your spending. You don't need to buy lots of stuff. And also make sure that everything gets used properly.
Even if you are trading from home, systems and structure are essential. It was no wonder Joe and Giuseppe weren't getting on, working in such disorder.
I think a lot of the problems that are coming up are because you're working in such an ad hoc manner. I would have a kind of spreadsheet of what was happening when. What you should have is something saying at 2 o'clock on Sunday, you know, chair covers to be taken to the venue and put on all the chairs. Responsibility, Giuseppe. Then it's easy to say, look, darling, your name's right there. This is your job. Please make sure you do it.
I want us all to be able to work together and to develop it all together and to move it on together. But it is really frustrating because it doesn't listen to what you say.
OK, he annoys you, but I think that's called marriage.
It's just because she's under pressure and she's frustrated with herself, and I'm the nearest person to take it out on.
The point is that this is a family business and you're all working towards the same aims and the same goals, and, you know, we can make it work if you want to.
And we want to.
OK, fine.
Business is booming on Britain's high streets and consumer confidence is at an all-time high, so Joe should be attracting more customers.
This is a good business to be in, as the events industry in the UK was worth about £100 billion last year, and it's a sector that's growing fast.
But Joe's out-of-date and somewhat bizarre designs just aren't hitting the mark. If she wants to attract more paying customers, she's going to have to raise her game and be bang on trend. Watching the catwalks and keeping an eye on interior and fashion magazines is essential. These fashion trends should be used to inspire any creative business, to keep them current and ahead of the curve. But although large multinationals spend millions understanding trends, often it's the small boutique companies that are the trend trailblazers. To inspire Joe, I've arranged a trip to London to meet one of these trailblazers, Nikki Tibbles of luxury florists Wild at Heart.
You started your business from your own home in 1993?
Yes, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Just me on my own.
And I'm hoping that she can impart some inspiration. And also because, unlike some people, Nikki doesn't completely dismiss the use of fake flowers.
Place for everything.
Thank you.
With a client list that includes famous names in fashion and media, Nikki doesn't just follow trends, she sets them. To kick things off, I've asked Joe to create something of her own vision for Nikki.
I want to let you see how she works, and then I'd love you to start giving us some pointers.
Okay.
Okay?
Today is slightly different since there's a top designer stood quite close to where I am at this very moment in time.
You are the first step in a kind of rehabilitation, and I think she has completely lost any kind of freshness and vision. And as you know, competition has become tougher and tougher. People are constantly coming up with brilliant things that you haven't thought of yourself, and you have to reinvent yourself every day.
And I spend hours sitting at home just looking at images in books or on the internet, you know, but you have to have your own individual take on it.
My approach is stick it in and hope for the best.
You look like you're about to face a firing squad. Come on, Nikki.
OK, when you're making your arrangement with fake flowers, you need to make it as realistic as possible. So when people walk in and they see that, they think it's real. I've never seen a flower this colour, so they immediately look fake.
Right.
Only ever use fake flowers that are in season at this time. Love the white hydrangea, but what's wrong for me with this is this thing sticking out the middle. How would you accessorise that?
Well, sometimes we'll fill that with gel that will light up.
Don't do that.
Sometimes we have a light that we put underneath and it shines up. No, right. Crystal droplets hanging. Oh, we don't accessorise.
I think what we're trying to get away from is sort of, well,
80s.
We want to make it sophisticated and elegant. A lot of the colour palettes we work in, we draw inspiration from fashion. The Oscars last year, everyone was wearing a sort of wonderful nude colour palette. It'll be one step ahead of what people are doing, you know, where you are, and even here, it doesn't matter. It's just about keeping things fresh and current, and I think that's what you need to be thinking about. Do you know?
Nikki has perfected using a small classic set of vases, but constantly updates them with fresh flowers that represent the seasons. It's a good way of minimising too much stock that can become dated. I think Jo needs to embrace this way of working, rather than simply relying on box loads of fake flowers.
Do you know how to cut and strip flowers?
No.
Okay, roses that need stripping.
So what you
So
do?
when you get your flowers from the market, before you use them for anything at all, take off all the foliage. There, the back of your scissors, cut them at an angle and put them in water. They all need to have a really good drink. And that takes time to condition flowers properly and carefully so they don't get damaged or bruised.
Let's see what you can do.
There's no difference in making it with a fake flower and a real one. So it's just about sort of being able to have the confidence to put it together and to look at colour and think, wow, that's strong and that's a great colour combination.
Just, that maybe should have just been down a little bit more.
Okay.
With that one.
How's this
Well
going?
Good. It's our first corporate table centre. What do you think?
I love the combination of the black and the grey and these really bright pops of colour. Yeah, really
and
fun.
it's strong and it's a statement and, you know, you want people to walk into a room and go, oh, wow.
So you're happy with this? On to the next one?
We're going to do our Sweet 16 party. This is good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's learnt how to tie posy.
Cut the stems down so you don't poke your husband's eye out, maybe.
Accidentally.
With a smile.
She needs to know what other people are doing so she can have that point of difference. And I think it's such a competitive environment that we work in that you do need to have that passion and you need to show that you care.
Jo really seems to be in her element here. I'm impressed.
That's sweet.
No,
look.
sweet. Yeah, no, I
Good.
agree.
It's pretty, and I like the way she has used just one single type of rose and flower.
I'm hoping she can replicate the inspiration because that's what we came to you for.
Right.
What about you? Do you like this?
I do. I think it's a different class altogether.
It is a different class altogether.
Yeah.
But you did take the information and use it well to good effect.
The years of hard slog have obviously affected Jo's confidence, which is a shame because she clearly has talent.
Do you think you're being creative enough?
Not at the moment, no. I feel as though I'm just throwing something together and not really putting as much thought into it that it deserves.
I think somehow you've become so exhausted just by simply shifting stuff constantly that you don't think of lovely, new and exciting things that you can be doing with a standard range of stock, which is what most other people do. I think at this point, I need to give you some help, reinvigorate you, to show you some shortcuts, to kind of get the fires burning again.
I know I've got a big challenge ahead of me. I can feel a little bit of a spark coming back of positivity, which has been lacking for quite a while now.
Up to now, Jo's offerings have been a mishmash of chintz and ribbons. To increase clients, I think the business needs to be built around clear styles that potential customers can identify and then tailor to their own needs. Inspired by current trends, I want Jo to create 6 mood boards that can cover a range of events from parties to weddings to corporate events.
I like, as I call it, faffing and playing around and obviously it's just a little bit under pressure as I'm doing it.
To minimise costs, I have banned Jo buying any additional items. She can only upcycle what she currently has in stock.
Well, looking through the bridal magazines and obviously things on the internet as well, trying to keep up to date with the things that are trending. I think it's on trend. Lace is very in. Hessian's very in. But now, it has given me the confidence to just think, try it, come on, be more adventurous. At least if you have a go, then you can say you've had a go.
2 weeks later, I'm back in Yorkshire.
Ooh, OK, let me have a look. This, I take it, is a sweet 16 party.
Yes.
I don't know many grown-ups who'd like this look, but this is great for us. I love the candy stripe.
Right.
Really fun. Chic enough for them not to feel like it's too babyish. I'm not entirely sure how well this one works for me. Tell me what the idea is behind it.
It's a hen party cocktail making evening.
I don't want to be brutal, but I think this is one that hasn't succeeded as well. Partly because it's just not clear enough.
Yeah.
This?
Old Hallows Eve banquet.
Oh, okay, you fancy pants. I love it.
But I love Halloween.
I can see someone liking that a lot. The kind of richness of it. Nice.
The blue wedding.
Yeah, it's pretty. The reason it's appealing is because the whole idea has flowed from that.
And the flowers.
From the image of the flowers, and I think that works very well.
That's my Sicilian rustic wedding.
There's lots here. There's almost too much, isn't there? I love all the herbs. I think that's a really appealing idea. She's not confident, but she is showing that she can learn. And I think the progress in a very short space of time is immense.
Mood boards are one thing, but transforming these into real table arrangements are another. So it's time to put Jo to the test. Using the boards as inspiration, I want her to create 6 room sets that I then plan to have professionally photographed.
I think those pointy purples, but it's just the price on them. I don't know if they're too hard.
Aggressive. It's not even nice.
I kind of liked it.
If Jo can pull this off, then we can create a portfolio to show clients. But more crucially, we can build a website around the images. A real chance to cast her net wider and attract many more clients.
Why I'm now starting to get wound up. Not with anyone, other than even with myself at the moment. Anyway, that'll come later. Just because I know how much we've got to do, I know how important it is, and it needs to be right.
But there's another reason for Jo to be worried. Debts are mounting.
I only had £33.57 left in my account. That was it. I'm overdrawn on the credit card by £380 and they want that. I don't have that to give them. And if this doesn't work, if it doesn't come off and we can't get more sales, how do I pay them back? Yeah, we're up creek.
It's make or break time for Jo. If her designs aren't cutting edge enough, then customers are more likely to go elsewhere. Despite a more organised stock system, with only 24 hours to go before the photo shoot, the family are feeling the pressure.
We better get a move on.
Yeah?
Seem to be running out of time here, fast.
We do? It's taking bloody ages then.
Which artificial flowers do we need?
I don't know.
With time running out, Jo and Giuseppe are forced to work through the night together.
There's a boatload of stuff out there. It's getting dark. What are we going to do with it?
Just because it's dark, it doesn't mean anything happens to it.
All right, no.
People get tired, and that's when it all starts kicking off then.
How long is it going to take you to finish it?
Well, it's not because you're doing it.
Yeah.
Giuseppe's tired now. And he likes to come in and have his tea, and then he likes to chill for the rest of the day.
I did last night.
You did last night, which we still needed to go tomorrow morning.
Because I think when I've done 12 hours or more is enough, and I'd had enough.
24/7.
You've never done 24/7 in your life.
We have.
You haven't.
I have. But you tell folk.
That must have been in another life.
Yeah, and it was for you as well.
Ah, dear. The thing to do now is just breathe heavily, count to 10, and then start again.
want Joe's new range of looks to have the biggest possible impact. So I've arranged for today's photo shoot to take place at the spectacular Castle Howard. This exquisite country pile was the setting for the drama Brideshead Revisited, and now plays host to some of the region's most sumptuous weddings and events.
Oh, wow, look at that. Fantastic.
Joe's challenge is to match the elegance and grandeur of the house's interiors with her 6 completely new setups. But with only one day to fit it all in, I hope they are organised. And things aren't getting off to a good start.
Apparently they were delayed by their vehicle breaking down. So we're starting the day on the back foot. You know, this is just such an amazing opportunity. And I don't want them to blow it.
We're only about an hour behind.
Only an hour behind. I suggest that you get everything upstairs.
Yep.
Brief me and brief them about what everyone's supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Right, we've got an hour per setup.
Right.
Because of the delay, they now have only 1 hour per table setting if they want to achieve all 6 looks on time. Cutting it fine, especially when they haven't prepped any of the materials.
We've got greenery from the garden to enhance artificial flowers.
Can I just suggest you've got so much stuff here, darling. If it all goes on, it's going to look like a mess.
Well, we don't have to.
Good.
The family's poor planning is putting this shoot in jeopardy.
That tablecloth's on inside out. Sorry.
No, I'm happy to do this. This is something that I can do.
90 minutes in and Jo is still on her first table. I've no choice but to ask some of the Castle Howard's events team for help. Luckily for Jo, they agree.
So people coming from everywhere to help, but we need it when we've only got a limited amount of time and I'm working in fresh flowers, then we need every help that we can get. I'm tired, wound up, nervous. Alex stares.
How are we doing?
Oh,
these are all real.
Everything.
How much did the flowers for this party cost you?
I haven't costed it.
The whole point is there's going to be a portfolio. Someone will see this and will go, oh my goodness, I want this for my daughter. And then they will call you up and you'll quote some ridiculous price, not having costed in the flowers, and you'll make a loss on it. My intervention is supposed to make a viable business, but it's just never going to be that unless she gets used to putting the horse before the cart.
Right, come on, get your finger out.
Clearly I haven't done my job well enough yet.
Despite Jo's struggles with basic business practice, she's managed to get her setups in place with only minutes to spare.
Great! Took a cost of thousands. We've got a table setting.
And the results are absolutely stunning. The oversized candelabras and rich colours of the All Hallows Eve banquet setting are both opulent and warm, and Jo's autumn foliage centerpieces are a triumph. Her Sweet 16 is fun, stylish and bang on trend. Jo's upcycled fish bowls and lampstands have been given a new lease of life with a coating of this year's most fashionable colour, warm grey. And Jo has ditched the hen party concept in favour of the glitz and glamour of the 1920s with her Art Deco corporate offering. The classic white wedding is pure sophistication.
This is very Castle Howard, this kind of style. Yeah. Really suits the room.
Good.
I like it.
Thank you.
And the elegant blue wedding setting has certainly impressed Castle Howard's events manager, Penny Soda.
Absolutely stunning.
Good, eh?
Shows her creative side and she's on track.
We'd be proud to have it here at Castle Howard.
Oh.
You're just doing it. To make me cry.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Finally, this Sicilian banquet could have been lifted from the pages of a contemporary style magazine. I love it.
So today has been a bit mixed because you were going to have a careful breakdown of what everyone's tasks was going to be. Where is that?
that didn't materialise.
Yeah. I'm very disappointed you haven't done costings, Josephine. But on the plus side, fantastic table settings. So you definitely have the talent. You know, you just have to get the organisational side much, much better. Yeah. I want you to have costings for me. I want you to be more precise. Show me you can do this bit. Show me you can do the other bit too.
Thank you.
I like this. Yeah, I did.
Well done, you. I thought we were never going to be able to accomplish what we have managed to do. But look, these beautiful surroundings, the amazing team here at Castle Howard, and the fact that Joe, Jay and Giuseppe have really proved to me that they have the vision and the talent and the willingness to work as hard as they have, convinced me that actually they have the beginnings of a good business.
I'm far more confident now. And the feedback from the ladies, just, you know, to be able to sort of hover in here and hear them chatting about it, it's been lovely. There may be a little smidgen of talent starting to creep out now. Yeah, maybe so. All in all, a blooming good day.
Jo now has a beautiful set of images that will catch the eye of any prospective client. The trick is to get them in front of that target market. With 65% of UK couples finding their wedding supplies online, an attractive website with clear branding is essential. Jo's current website certainly doesn't offer that.
It leaves quite a lot to be desired. The photography is so shaky, it looks as if it's been taken by someone with a tremor. And black is surely not a colour that encourages brides-to-be. How can companies still be making this kind of mistake? There's been research done that shows that a customer makes up his mind about a company based on the website in about 0.2 of a second. Well, it didn't even take me that long to realise at least one of the reasons why this company is failing.
To tackle this, I've recruited the team from Carbon Creative, an award-winning web design and rebranding agency based in Manchester.
How are you?
They've developed campaigns for many fashion-facing brands, including Selfridges, and are aware of the financial power behind good branding. First, I have an idea to help Jo focus.
There's a test that's been devised in America called the elevator test. You should be able to pitch a business proposition to someone within the 30 seconds it takes for a lift ride. I am going to ask you, Jo, to come in the elevator with Martin, in the lift with Martin, we are in England, and explain to him what Balloonin Marvelous is about and what makes you special.
Okay.
Your elevator pitch is going to start from the moment that I press that button and have to end by the time the doors open on the 6th floor. So this is your chance to tell Martin exactly what it is that you do and why you stand out from the competition.
So come on, Jo, tell me about yourself.
Our business is Balloonin Marvelous. We're a family-run business and we supply event decor for weddings, corporate events, supplying things from centerpieces, chair covers, table linen, balloon decor, hoping to cover any events and decorate it.
I'm afraid, Jo, your time is up.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused. When you first said Ballooning Marvelous, I wasn't sure whether you said bloom, or balloon. So what is it you actually kind of
Well,
sell?
we sell balloons and blooms.
Right, okay, so flowers and...
Flowers,
right, okay.
yes.
Okay, that's probably one of the confusing areas for me, the sort of brand name.
What you don't tell us in that elevator pitch is why someone should come to you rather than anyone else. And I think that's something I really want to address. We want you to stand out from the competition.
We've established that the name is dead in the water. Time to look at how we can improve their identity and attract more customers.
I'm going to run through some questions, and some of them are quite difficult to answer, but I just want to really try and do your best to answer them. What is our vision? What do we want to achieve? Nike's vision in the 60s was to crush Adidas, amazingly. Nike's vision today is a little more sobering, to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. And it's just interesting to get your perception on this.
We want to have people's trust to use us on the biggest occasion of their lives.
When people walk in that door, they need to just go.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. It's creating that wow moment.
Yeah.
That's what your brand is all about.
Yeah. What do you think of the current logo and website?
Simplicity is key for me with branding, and at the moment it's kind of cluttered, and I think we need to address that. If you can look at a logo and it doesn't work well in black and white, it immediately tells you there's something wrong with that logo. That mark isn't right.
It doesn't stand out because you've got the swirls around, so your eye, you don't know where to look really when you look at the logo.
If you imagine someone coming onto your website straight away, you need to be able to let them know what your business is about. And I don't think currently what you've got there directs that.
And actually, how they feel about your website has a halo effect. So if they think you have a wonderful website, they tend to think that you have a wonderful company.
So there's a big job to do.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all fixable.
With work on the website underway, I still have one other major hurdle to tackle, a name change for Balloonin Marvelous. One of the most important things of setting up any business is choosing the right brand name. Even some of today's biggest brands have changed their names. Nintendo started off as Marufuku, eBay was originally Auction Web, and Google started out as Backrub. I've asked the family to think about what the new look business should be called.
There's much more riding on it because it's for, in a sense, a new business, a new website and everything, so it's got to be spot on.
Evoke emotion, timeless styling, opulence, beyond limit, all of those are completely gag-worthy.
Hello.
Oh, hi, ciao Bella, it's Alex.
Ciao.
I'm looking at some of these,
Main options on the table.
some are worse than others. Wonderlux, the champion soap. Style and majesty.
Yeah.
You have to wonder.
I have come up with a short list. I have Luso Styling, Paper Unicorn and Prickly Pumpkin.
May I please beg you at least not to have prickly pumpkin?
I agree.
Jay's just said that.
Because I love Lusso Styling because it's the Italian for luxury.
Is that the best of a bad bunch, or would it be okay?
I think it will be okay, darling. I think a lot will have to do with how it's styled.
Right,
and certainly, my darling, let us not forget, it is about 200,000 times better than Balloonin Marvelous. All right, my darling, I look forward so much to seeing you.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
That is our new name.
Love so, luxury, styling.
Can't we say it with a Yorkshire twang?
Luso Styling, love.
Luso Styling is born. Now the rebranding of the business can move forward. 2 weeks later, and it's time for Jo to finally see the fruits of her labours.
Hello, come on in. Lovely to see you again. Sorry, I never offered to take your box.
Don't worry. This is the results of your photo shoot. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
Every single setup looks amazing.
It's, oh gosh.
Business cards, madam. Happy?
I'm
So this is just the printed literature. Would you like to have a look at the website?
I don't know if I can cope.
This website is now live from today. Enhancing visions with luxury. You did that.
I'm overwhelmed and speechless.
What strikes me about all these images is that they are both on trend and they have a timeless quality. All you're showing in this range is the breadth of your ability. You know, we had the big advantage of the surroundings. They were all very impressed with you, and I find that very reassuring too, because they're professionals to the core. Further to that, they've said that once you're up and running as the new company, they'll be very happy to put you on the preferred supplier list.
Have they said that?
Isn't that good?
Yes.
I'm so excited. I know, but good. I'm glad,
That's
darling.
wonderful.
It's a compliment to you. I hope this gives you a bit more confidence. These people who are used to dealing with this kind of stuff day in, day out, think that you've got what it takes. So, well done, you.
In such a competitive market, Luso's styling success was always down to whether Jo could be more stylish to attract more customers. After 3 months, her business has a new name and is hitting the trend button. With her website now live and her confidence soaring, it's time to start networking. Julia Brame runs popular wedding blog Brides Up North. With nearly 60,000 subscribers, it could open up the northern bridal market for Jo. But she'll need to deliver a professional pitch.
Be very direct, very honest, but do not undersell yourself. Be confident about what you can produce.
Yeah.
Okay, darling? Because no one likes a little, poor little me. You've shown that you can do it. Now you've got to prove it to them. Come on.
Okay.
Let's go. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Jo will have to be crystal clear about Luso's identity and unique selling points.
Hi, Jo. Hello, nice to meet you. Thank you for seeing me
No
today.
problem at all.
I'm here to introduce our business, which we're just rebranding.
Okay.
And, oops, sorry. We are events, Luso Styling, we're event stylists. Luso is Italian for luxury.
So it's a prestige brand that you're looking to build?
We are. So, you know, this, that is obviously based on a wedding. This is part
all
of a
white
wedding.
weddings are very trendy at the moment. So do you do everything for the whole concept? So everything from tablecloth, linens, flowers?
We do, yes. It's not just the items that go onto the table. It's room prop
so it's
as well.
The whole prop house. It's the whole look.
The whole complete look.
It's a good start, but is Jo across the figures too?
What sort of price point is this for a bride? So if does it depend on what she wants, or...?
We're selling a look and presenting a look. Each item has been individually priced, and then if you looked at that table, like I say, for the whole of that table, exactly as it is, this would be the price.
Right, okay. So it's fully bespoke, so you work with each individual client. I can tell by looking at this that you've really looked at trends, but you haven't just followed the trends, which I think's really important. There's new stuff here that I haven't seen before. Like this pink table, I haven't seen this done before. Of all of them, that's the one that interests me the most, because I can see they're all beautiful, but this one I haven't seen before.
Right.
So you're leading there. So you're already leading. Very impressed. What I'd be looking to do with these images, I mean, have you featured them on any other websites or anything, except from your own?
Our website has just been launched today.
Right, so I'd be really interested in featuring these for you. And I'd love to as well speak to you about maybe becoming a featured supplier as well, because this looks excellent.
So relieved. I've literally got a tear in my eye, and that doesn't happen very often to a hardened old trout like me, I tell you.
I'm impressed and think it's time to present Jo and Luso Styling to the world. At a trendy Leeds location, I've invited the movers and shakers of the Yorkshire events industry to an exclusive networking party. Nearly 70% of all jobs are found through networking, so this could bring a huge amount of new business. I've asked Jo to prepare a contemporary standout showpiece, but it looks like she's gone even further.
Today, I've aimed it all at corporate business, and I was trying to get as far away from what we did at Castle Howard as I could, in a sense, just so then people can see sort of the depth of things we can do. I'm just so nervous about what Alex is going to think, because it is just so different.
Hi.
Hi.
Wow. Not at all what I expected. bold. Certainly bold. I was thinking about it quite differently. I was thinking about one thing that was going to be a wow piece, but actually I think this is a really good idea. It shows the breadth of your imagination. This isn't for a specific event. So all you're saying is, look, clever me, all this came out of my mind and I can do, you know, this and more. So it's good, darling.
Thank you.
So tell me, what have you used as trend spotting?
Pantone colour. Yeah. Colour of the year is a radiant orchid, which would be...
Is that the colour?
That's the flower.
Brilliant, darling. OK.
Bright, vivid oranges are in. Loads of orange clothing in the shops.
Loads.
Lots of it.
You're so on trend. Even before the curve.
Jo's final centrepiece is a million miles from chintz and ribbons.
I mean, again, it doesn't really matter what people think of it. The fact is that it gives them something to talk about. And it's a bonkers idea, which I'm all for, frankly. I mean, of course, in this space, it looks like an installation. She's kind of riffing on the fact that it's an exhibition space that we're using. It just shows the scope of her imagination. You know, Lusso styling is based on the idea that Jo can provide what a customer wants, and I think this is showing that she can cater to a lot of different tastes.
But this is, first and foremost, a business event, so Jo's costings will need to be on the money too.
Are you ready with your pricings?
Yes. The boys have got every table price of everything that we did, and then they've got all the individual prices of these as well.
Brilliant.
I don't think anybody's going to want to start going into little nitty-gritty things today.
Hopefully not, but the fact is you're ready.
But if they do, it's there.
Gosh, well done, darling.
With the guests arriving and Jo dressed to impress, there's just time for a final pep talk.
Make sure you talk to as many people as possible, and remember the point is now to get some business from it. We are going to judge how successful you've been by how many business cards go in there.
In this business, it's all about who you know. Hotel managers, conference directors, events planners and photographers, all with the power to enhance Lusso's profile and take the business to the next level. If Jo can impress.
Obviously, we're going to promote our business to you, but we also want to hear about what you're doing and see where we can sort of link in with you. We had a photo shoot and everything, so new styles. And then this is total opposite end with corporate business.
It just looks like, I was just saying earlier, it just looks, it's a very silly word, it just looks cool.
It is cool.
Introductions out of the way, Jo will need to wow the guests with a demonstration of her creative skills.
Smile widely and with confidence. Yes, I will. Thank you.
The reputation of Lusso's styling now rests entirely with her.
Right, well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jo from Lusso Styling, and thank you very much all for coming today. I hope what you've seen so far has been of interest to you. Whether you like it or not, it's got to have evoked something in you. This was basically what we did with Castle Howard, Sweet 16. But then we're just adapting it the Lusso way to stay on trend and ahead of the game, really. If we can be up there and leading, then that's got to be good for you. And obviously, we'll be bringing something new to your table as well as our own. Is it working? Can you tell what it is yet? That's very generous of me, thank you.
I'm glad that she's had the opportunity to show you what she can do. I personally have high hopes for Lusso Styling, and I have no doubt at all that you're going to make a success of it, darling.
Thank you.
What they've described today with the researching of trends and looking forward, as well as just staying static and doing what everyone else is doing, I think being at the forefront is paramount to being successful.
She can do the conventional wedding, she could do pretty, but it was great to see that she could do arty, she could do something totally avant-garde and completely different. So it's nice that she can tick all those boxes.
I was impressed at the fact that she's looking to the future and looking for sources, what's going to be in, what people are going to want for their party, and she seems like really on the ball with that.
But the real test of Lusso Styling's success will be how many of our guests leave their business cards. And it appears that support is unanimous.
You've made some good contacts here. Make sure you follow all of them up. You need to send an email to every single one of these people. You can't just wait for the phone to ring. You've got to go out there and bust a gut to get people to buy your product. Yes. Otherwise, you're just working in a vacuum and there's no point to it. By the way, one last point. This is how I expect someone to look when trying to sell an expensive event. You look like a grown-up, in charge of your life, in charge of your business. You know, you just can't afford to be sloppy about any aspect of your work.
But that's what you've given me back, is that. So, sorry. It's not just my business you've given me back, it's my confidence in myself, and
it's a pleasure. You know what's the best thing for me is to see that confidence in you, because you deserve to have it, darling. And you know, it makes all the difference.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
When I first met Joe and Giuseppe, they were at breaking point. But with Joe's newfound confidence and creative flair, their business and relationship have been pulled back from the brink.
You just need a crack on the head sometimes, don't you? Just to sort of wake you up. And that's what we've had, really, in no uncertain terms. But it's just worked. And I just don't have the words to say, from start to finish, just how incredible it's been.
Jo didn't have a great product in the beginning, but, you know, she's learnt to create a fantastic product. She's skilled up so much, and the change in her personality is so enormous that I'm leaving with a great sense of satisfaction. You know, the rest is up to her.
Six months on, Lusso Styling are building valuable relationships with event and wedding planners throughout the north. And although they are still trading from home, Joe's range of on-trend settings and centerpieces are proving hugely popular.